Another skill I would like for parents to have is to be able to help their kids learn to solve their own problems whenever possible. Whenever it's safe and whenever the child has the developmental capacity to handle this little problem, kids in this country, kids in our society, kids in this neighborhood, in this community, they need to hear this question a whole lot more. What are you going to do about that? How many of you know kids that sometimes whine like this? I'm bored. I don't have anything to do. 99.9% of the time, who should solve the issue of childhood boredom? Should it be mom or dad jumping into action? Oh, okay, sweetie, I'll find another movie. I'll find another DVD. I'll find another video game. I'll find something for you to do. I'll make little Susie play with you. Don't worry, sweetie, don't want you to be bored. We'll find something. I'm sorry. Whose job is it to find something to do? I remember growing up in the city of Detroit. My mom would say early in the morning, go outside and don't come back until the street lights are on. Don't want to see you. And we formed baseball teams and we played and we refereed for ourselves and we solved little problems, and if we didn't have the right stuff, we would find it. We would borrow it, we would use it, or we would go without. Found ways to make our own little games. Are there kids today that aren't very good at solving their own problems? Are there kids today that wait for mom and dad to bail them out of every little situation? And some of those are in middle school and high school and college. And that's the sadness. I would like kids to learn to solve their own problems whenever it's possible, whenever it's reasonable, whenever it's safe. I would like parents or educators or anybody who's in a position to teach parents to learn something like the 5-step problem-solving process, so that when a kid comes to you with a little problem, you can redirect it right back to them. Might look like this. Susie's being mean to me. She won't play with me. You got to go over and tell her to play nicely with me. She won't play my game. Tell little Susie she has to play my game. Are you ready? What's the first step? Oh, some of you are so good at this already. You don't even use words to describe empathy. Why do you want to use empathy here first? Why don't we just tell the kid what to do? Tell the kid to be responsible. Step up. Take care of it yourself. For crying out loud, you're 23 years old. Tell little Susie on your own. How about if we just step back and look at this beautiful kid and say, oh, she's magnificent. Feel that connection and help her notice the little empathy. You're simply noticing how she feels right now. Oh, I know you're a little sad. Susie won't play with you. What are you going to do? Well, you should go tell her to play with me. Well, I know you'd like that, but that's not going to happen. What are you going to do? Well, I don't know. She won't play my game. Would you like to hear some ideas? Would you like to hear what other kids might try in a situation like this? And if she says yes, then you might say, well, some kids, they would go over there and offer to play her game instead of yours. How would that work for you? Well, I don't want to do that. I want her to play my game. All right. Would you like another idea? Sure. Well, some kids would just go outside and pout, and they would play with an imaginary friend today. How would that work for you? No, I don't want to do that. Would you like any more ideas, sweetheart? She says, yes, I suppose. Well, you know, I'm plumb out of ideas. Love you. Good luck. Let me know what happens. And then you do something incredibly difficult as a parent. I'll never forget when Matt came to me. He was in 3rd grade. He was a Cub Scout. He was looking outside in the garage making little boy searching noises. Does anybody know little boy searching noises? Then he was down in the basement searching noises, up in the bedroom searching noises, and he finally came down with those big, beautiful blue eyes and looked at me right in the face, and he said, Dad, I've been looking everywhere. I can't find it anywhere. I knew what he was looking for. He hadn't told me, but I knew. It's small. It's a physical object. It's something to which he gives great value. It's something he's kind of proud to own. His Boy Scout knife. He's earned it in some little Boy Scout competition. Now he's lost it. Please understand, this was not the first nor by any means the last thing that Matthew was to lose in life. He's one of those kind of creative, slightly impulsive kids. Do you know kids like that? I'm very sure, please understand everybody here in this room, that comes from his mother's side of the family. So sometimes he gets a little carried away with other things and he's lost it. And so now I have to try to use my stuff. There's a part of me that doesn't want to use my stuff right now. There's a part of me that wants to jump in and bail him out. Because I love this kid. He's my only boy. I need to take good care of him. There's a part of me that wants to jump in and say, oh, Maddie, I don't want you to be sad. Don't worry. We're all going to come help you look for your knife. And after the whole family has looked for a little while and we can't find it, there's a part of me that would like to say, sweetheart, don't worry. I'll buy you a new one. In fact, I'd better buy you two because you're going to lose the next one. But I got to know better. And then there's another part of me that kind of wants to jump down his throat and get a little angry. What do you mean you're losing a tool? It's a knife. It's sharp. Some kid could pick it up. They could hurt themselves. They could sue us for crying out loud. You're not being responsible. Yeah, I don't want to go there either. Instead, I want to go to empathy. It takes a little self-regulation some days to find empathy. Oh, Maddie, this is so sad. I know you love that knife. What are you going to do? I don't know. I've looked everywhere. Would you like some ideas? Would you like to hear what other kids might try? Okay. Some kids would go back and they'd look in all the same places. They would just look more carefully. Oh, that's stupid. I don't like that idea. Some kids, they would go and hire their sister. She's pretty good at finding stuff. Oh, you could hire Rebecca. No, I wouldn't do that. She'd charge me money. Yeah. Would you like any more ideas? He says, yeah, but only if they're better than the first two. Well, buddy, I'm out of ideas. I love you. Good luck. Let me know what happens. Oh, is that hard? And then you walk away. Well, he never found that knife. About 6 months later, they had one of those magazine drives, you know, when the Cub Scouts go around and sell all these crappy little magazines. Well, he sold them to all the neighbors and all the relatives, and sure enough, he earned enough points that he could buy one of those fancy little contraptions that has a knife and a fork and a screwdriver and a corkscrew and every kind of contraption known to man on there. How long before he lost that one? It wasn't too long. Should kids be practicing problem solving in their lives? A lot more than they do. By the time kids are in middle school, should they be responsible for their own homework? Do kids in the modern world lack opportunities for problem solving and decision making and planning and personal responsibility, the likes of which adds to their self-efficacy, the likes of which adds to their self-regulation, the likes of which adds to their character, and yet some kids don't get nearly enough of this.